Hi there, it's Anne here at Life LDC. Just want to say happy 2019 to everyone. This is a little impromptu video I decided to do because just the other day I was at the point of cutting a steak in my current project, and I thought, gee, I should record this and do a little video on it. And then I thought, well, you know, maybe I should do a series of videos this year on different steeking techniques. So today we're going to do what I call like an absolutely clear, clean, organic steak. No treatment, no nothing. Just knit your steek stitches and cut. So here are the disclaimers. 100% wool. Shetland wool is the best, but I have I have had the opportunity in the past to do it, to steek on Rowan felted tweed, and that's what my example is in today. Rowan felted tweed is 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose. Yes, normally you might not want to steek with this, but because of the properties of felted tweed, it seems to work. So not every yarn can you do this to. 100% wool is the best. No superwash wools. If you have a blend like Rowan felted tweed, you always should do a swatch and see what it looks like. So this is the steek that I use on all my colorful knits, on all my stranded knits, if the yarn involved meets this requirement and I decide to knit it in the round. So without further ado, here's my steeks. Today I will be steaming the body of my magnolia, and I will then be cutting my steeks. And just to clarify, I went a little off-piste. I did a 10-stitch steek. I prefer an even amount of stitches in a cardigan for sure, because I want to stop my yarns on the 5th stitch and start them on the 6th stitch of the steek. So I have one edge stitch, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a break, 6, 7, 8, 9, and another edge stitch, so 10 in total. And you'll see all my ends start and stop on those 2 stitches, and I've just left them hanging. And what I'm doing here is just snugging the stitches up so that it makes a nice line up the middle, and I'm going to press this whole thing before I cut. Of course, there are steeks at the armholes. The yarn is not, there's no starting and stopping there. It's still happening in the middle. So you've got a nice back piece on the steek there. See how it's you can tell it's much tighter little floats, just the 1 stitch float. Again, I'm going to press and I'm going to cut right up the middle of that also. So I'm just going to give it a press now. I've switched around and put the body of the sweater around the ironing board table so you'll see better. So I'm going to give it a steam. And in particular, I'm steaming these front steek stitches. I'll come back to them. one last steam of the front steek, and then I'm going to turn it inside out. And there you can see this is the inside of the front steek. All the ends are hanging. Even the front, the bottom band is steeked, so it will be cut open here also. Now what I'm going to do is, actually I'm not, because when I turn it around, these are all going to get messed up anyway. So I'm just going to gently put them to the right side, but when I flip it over, I'm sure it will all get messed up again. What I'll do is I'll separate them, and then I'm going to steam this, and maybe that will get them to hold on to the body of the sweater while I'm cutting it. I had to flip it around because I'm left-handed and I didn't want to be cutting across myself. So here's my line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see there is a little ditch there. It's getting started in the right spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ditch. Here we go. There's the ditch. And you can see every time the colors change, there is a little blip, and that keeps you on track too. It ends at a higher level, so each section of colors you can change up also. Right to here, right to there. Okay. I'm doing this slowly for your benefit as well as mine. I do not want to make a mistake at this point in the game. And here's where it's starting to shape in. There we go. So you can see this, the steek edge, and there are ends hanging, and I can just literally cut them off to make a nice, neat edge. So I'll just go ahead and finish that. There's my pile of steek trimmings. And here's the body of my garment. There's the neckline, the front shoulder shaping, the back shoulders. So this is it cut open. You can see the V-neck going here, the V-neck design. And this is the top, front, and back shaping. Once it's opened up, that becomes part of the sleeve. I think it's time for a cup of tea. So I hope that was clear enough. If you have any questions at all, please post them below and I will try to explain anything that you need clarification on. So my knitted piece, and this is the Marie Wallen Fair Isle Club project. We're not really discussing the project, we're just discussing the steeks. So my steeks have been cut open. They're fine, they're sitting here, it's been a couple of days. And I showed you steeks of my first Fair Isle Club squares that I knit in the round and cut up. They were also in felted tweed, and I'll put that video link down below so you can look at that also. Eat your cookies, Daisy. So these aren't going anywhere. My squares have been sitting around for a couple of years. They're not going anywhere. And I'm quite happy. I'll be picking up stitches and working my arms, my sleeves next. So I have not a problem at all. The only thing that I would say when picking up stitches when you've done a steek like this, or actually for me any steek, and I like when I'm picking up stitches generally, I like to go right down through the garment, yarn around and bring it back up and through the fabric of your knit. That gives you a really nice firm finish and none of this pulling on your knits at all, because then it's using the fabric itself as sort of its anchor for your picking up of stitches. So that is my first steeking little episode. I'm going to be my next project after I finish this, so in probably about a month, maybe 6 weeks, will be another Marie Wallen design. It's going to be in her new British breeds. I have not steeked with it yet. I think because of what that yarn feels like, I think what I'll do is do a crochet steek, which I actually have never done before, but I will give it a go for steeking demonstration purposes. So that's our first little video update for this year. I'm looking forward to many more. I'm going to actually try and do them shorter and more focused. So maybe like knit updates once a month, but if I have a review or a demonstration, I'm going to keep that separate, and let me know if that sounds reasonable to you. So anyway, the light's fading fast, and oh boy, is the snow ever coming down. So have a great day, week, whatever. Have a great time, happy knitting, and we'll see you soon. You can see the edge stitch of my steek. I always did it in the dark color of the background shade. So on this piece, I'm working from the top down. I'm going between the V's. So I'm going right down there. Let it go. Right down there. And see what happens if you haven't got moved over another row of stitches. It just makes a loop on your needle, so you know you haven't moved along far enough. So the stitches are really nice and firmly attached to the body. And since I've used a smaller needle to pick them up with, I have to remember to change over to my 3.25s for the actual stitching, the actual knitting.